Come in. Take a seat. Get comfortable. How you doing today? Bit nervous? I understand. Going to therapy for the first time is not an easy thing, but you made the appointment, and I'm happy for you for that. To kind of ease your nerves a little bit, I know you signed off on it in the waiting room, but I will tell you about my client confidentiality agreement. Basically, nothing leaves this room. Okay. There's a few exceptions, but I don't think we're going to encounter those today. Nothing leaves this room. Okay. It's just you and me. All right. Okay. So, I guess we should start with introductions. My name is Dr. Ash, but you can just call me Ash. That's fine. Can I get, sorry, I'm just going to start my notes if that's okay with you. Thank you. Can I get your name? It's a good name. Strong name. I like that. And I've now started the file. Just looking here over what you filled out on your paperwork in the waiting room. You know, when I get a new when a new patient or a new client comes in, I ask them to fill this paperwork out, but I really want to hear it from you. I feel like there's only so much you can get from writing things down on a clipboard. I would know that best. So, now, another thing that I have going on in this room is you don't have to tell me anything you're not ready to tell me. Okay? If I ask you a question and you say, I don't want to answer that, or say, I'm not comfortable answering that yet, or something along those lines, no questions asked. That's totally up to you. You're in charge. Okay? All right. So I would just like to start by asking, what brings you in today? Yeah, well, call it experience in the trade. I usually, when somebody seeks out therapy for the very first time, all of a sudden, especially at your age, it leads me to believe something has happened in your life recently. Has something happened? Like I said, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. We can get to that question later, or not at all. Take your time. Just something did happen. Are you ready to go into detail with that with me, or give me little breadcrumbs, or again, up to you. Okay. So, okay, give me 1 second. I want to jot this down in my notes. Yes, you have my full undivided attention. This is just for a reference later. You have my 100% undivided attention. If you see me writing things down when you're talking, just know I'm listening. Okay? I'm always listening. So, we're at a party. Big party, small party, maybe like a get together, or like we're talking like big party. Just curious. Sizable, and say like maybe 10, 15 people. 20, wow. That's a party. Alright, so 20 people at this party. And what happened? you felt you had to excuse yourself from the room. Any particular reason for that? Not just the room, the whole party. You left. Okay. All right. That's okay. We'll come back to the reason. How much time had passed um since you arrived in the party and since you were leaving the party? I assure you this is relevant. Only about 30 minutes. I ask because, a party of 20 people, clearly that's going to be a couple hours, and you left only after 20 to 30 minutes. This is my, almost like my game that I play. It's almost like it's Guess Who, maybe. I'm trying to get you a diagnosis. And I'm trying to get bits and pieces of information, and trust me, this is all key information. So 20 people at the party. You left after 20, 30 minutes. Do you know it was a scheduled party with like a certain time frame, or just whenever people left is when they left? So it was running pretty late. Okay. And you left after, we'll call it 30 minutes. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll call it 30 minutes, all right? So, what happened? What were you feeling when you got in your car to leave? You drive. Yeah, okay. You drove to this party. What were you feeling? What were some of your emotions, maybe? Almost panicked. Like a panic attack. Were you having a panic attack? Do you know the symptoms of a panic attack? Excuse me. Do you know the symptoms of a panic attack? You're not really sure. You just, how did your heart feel? Could you feel like your chest was maybe tightening, shortness of breath, maybe a tingling sensation in your fingers, anything like that? Some of them, like what? Tightness in the chest. Okay, that was it. Maybe a little tingling fingers. Okay. Sounds like you were having starting a panic attack. Were you able to calm yourself down? Yeah. Yeah, you put some tunes on and kind of drove home, and you were able to just kind of mellow out. Yeah. What were you listening to? That's not a key information. I'm just curious. Green Day, classic. God love the Green Day. Favorite album is American Idiot, but Nimrod's a close second, very close second. And Dookie's great too. They're all great. They're all great albums. I even like some of their newer stuff, like Revolution Radio. Great album. Sorry, we're getting off track. So you were able to calm yourself down, which is good. That shows strength and resolve. That's a very good thing. That's a very strong skill to have. Yeah, I get a lot of patients that literally cannot calm themselves down. Obviously, I can't go into details, but it's I'm happy that you were able to do that. You were able to calm yourself down. Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to the particular reason for leaving the party. Okay. Again, you don't have to share anything you're not ready to. Do you know why do you think you left the party? Just uncomfortable. Too many people. Yeah, I get like that. Big functions, I get like that too. It's a real problem. You should have seen me at the therapist summit. Oh my god, don't get me started. It sounds like, just on a surface level, it sounds like we're dealing with a just classic case of social anxiety. Okay, so that's surface level. There could be more at play, but this almost panic state that you get in when you're in social situations. Very indicative of social anxiety. Could be severe, especially with the time frame you left in. Could be severe. Again, I don't have anything concrete yet. I forgot to preface, this session is going to be a little shorter. This is sort of just my introduction. So we introduce ourselves, I get a feel for your symptoms, and that's pretty much it. We don't really do, my first session, you kind of do this thing where we don't really delve into it until later sessions, right? We're warming up right now, okay? All right. So, yeah, it's just the surface level. I mean, this has got everything written on it. Just is telling me social anxiety. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there is no cure per se. There's coping mechanisms that I can work on with you. Growing up, I always thought that when I was gonna chase this profession, that there was just, by the time I became a therapist, to be a magic pill that would just solve all mental issues like anxiety, depression. Just everything would be solved with just one pill. Wishful thinking, right? Because that's definitely not the case. There are things that we can work on to get you through social situations if it turns out to be social anxiety, but I'd say I'm about 90% sure that's what we're dealing with. Not sure of if it's a severe or moderate yet, but 90% sure we're dealing with social anxiety. So yeah, that's where I'm feeling right now. Well, there's medicine to treat anxiety. That's for certain. We're gonna take a more traditional approach at first, just until I find out the severity level. If it turns out to be severe, we can maybe look into some more medicated. You can look into some medicated alternatives to my coping mechanisms that I'm going to offer you. But like I said, don't know the severity yet, so we're working on it. All right. Medication is always an option. It's not a great option. It's really meant just for severe cases, but it's an option. Okay? You do not have to be worried in the slightest. We're going to figure this out, okay? Sorry to hear that, if you can hear that dog barking. There's a dog daycare next door. I try to keep things as relaxing as possible here. Those dogs make it a bit difficult, though. So, I'm going to ask some his personal history questions, if that's okay with you. Moving away from what actually happened, we're going to move on to some things in your past, okay? Well, the reason for that is we can see if it points there's any links from your past to this current social anxiety. Yeah. So, how about childhood? What was your childhood like? I know, cliche question, but it's a question nonetheless. What was your childhood like? Normal, normal upbringing or anything like that, or did you have divorced parents? Anything like that? So divorced parents and several brothers and sisters. Okay, that's helpful. What were your brothers and sisters like? brutal. Mine too. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. When we're kids, our brothers and sisters are if we're always at war with them, right? But I found out when I entered adult life, and also with all my other siblings, everyone just kind of started being nice to each other. It's incredible how that works. You think, kids are so innocent, so why wouldn't they be nice then? And when we become adults, we become vindictive or anything like that. Just one of the weird childhood things. So, how many brothers and sisters did you have? I forgot to ask it. 4. Wow, big family, and divorced parents. That must have been tough. That must have been a tough hurdle for not only you but them as well. So, 5 kids and divorced. Wow. Okay. This could point to social anxiety. That's for certain. So would you describe your childhood as stressful? Definitely. I figured you'd say that. I mean, that many brothers and sisters. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That many brothers and sisters, and divorced parents. I can imagine it was stressful, right? Yeah. Okay. So, that's your home life. But what about your school life? When you were a kid, what was school life like? Are you a student now? No? No, okay. So what was it like in school? Hard. Seen a lot of similarities between us. I think we get along just fine. Yes, my school life was not pretty either. So, you had a tough upbringing. No, I certainly, I wouldn't describe it as abusive, and I'm sure you wouldn't, but it sounded tough. Yeah, well, these all indicators of future, not just social anxiety, but just anxiety in general. This could definitely point to it. Yeah. So, I feel like that's enough introductory information for now. In future sessions, we'll get more. I'd like to go over some breathing techniques with you, if that's okay. Yeah. So one of my coping mechanisms that not only helps my patients, but me as well, is just oddly enough breathing. Yeah, deep breaths. This is probably what you use in the car on the way home from the party when you were listening to Green Day. Probably just focus on your breathing. It could help to have something playing in the background. Sometimes it won't help to have something playing in the background, and you just want to listen to the sound of the breathing. So obviously, I don't have a jukebox in here, so we're just gonna focus on the sound of the breathing today, if that's okay. All right. So what I'd like to do is I'd like you to follow along with me, okay? So just go ahead and breathe in through your nose, and then out through your mouth, okay? Breathe in, hold it for, say, 3 seconds. So breathe in through your nose, count to 3, breathe out through your mouth. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. It's good, right? Yeah. If you want to increase the 3 seconds, obviously don't go red in the face, but if you want to increase the 3 seconds, you can. If you want to go a little less, go a little less. It's totally up to you. I'm going to keep it at 3 seconds, so just for now. If you want to follow along with me, if you want to increase or decrease it, that's up to you. Please just do not pass out in my office. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do that a couple more times, okay? 1, 2, 3. One more, okay? 1, 2, 3. How do you feel? Relaxed. That's what we'd like to hear. I'd like to thank you for coming in and seeing me today. You've taken the first step to improving your mental health, and I commend you for that, of course. It could not have been easy to make this appointment. I understand. I see it all the time. The first appointment's the most difficult. I'd like to thank you for coming in and seeing me today. And I hope you have a good one. And maybe I'll see you next time.